Hello and welcome to this afternoon's episode. Good afternoon, Amanda and Andy, and how are you today?
Remotely, Amanda, aren't we?
Yeah, we're in different rooms today. We've split up, but not in a relationship, just split up as in like for the podcast.
Yeah. And Colleen's in obviously in her room as well. So what you've got today, everybody, you've got the three hosts all in separate rooms, just to give it a completely feel. No, it's on to Colleen. It's we've been trying this one out on our Reading a Bed podcast, the book review podcast recently. Amanda, how have you found it then?
It sounds better when we listen to the recording afterwards.
Yeah, that's why I decided to do it today. I really like this again with Colleen, like it's because I think the quality is better, so that's why. So yeah. What have you been up to this week, Colleen? Then? I know you started your radio program now, haven't you?
Yes, I'll absolutely love being there. It's just like my new home. I wrote on Twitter, this is my new home after prep. Oh, sorry, I mustn't mention that. I do apologise. I mustn't mention the High Street cafe place. But the High Street cafe place is really nice. And this studio is like my new home now, and I just live there. The music, oh my gosh, it's just like going through it. Obviously, I have tons and tons of notes because what happened was after university, and I was mentioning it to one of the colleagues there, one of the presenters. I was saying that after university, I applied for the BBC trainee presenting program, and it was my first interview. So I interviewed a university friend, and it all went very well. It was just really good. But at that time, it was my first interview, and I was umming and ahhing, and I knew I wouldn't get it. But because I would have done it again, if you know what I mean. If I did the interview again, I would have and ahed. And that the friend who was really busy studying for a sociology degree, wouldn't have had the time to just keep doing an interview. So I sent it off, and obviously I was told that they had reviewed it, and after careful consideration, was able to go on the trainee program. So since that day onwards, I've been making notes. Every time I do like anything to do with hospital radio or whatever, I have notes in my mind, but I do have like notes in my head.
I think you have to when you're planning out a lot of projects like this, Colleen. The best way to learn things sometimes making Amanda's doing a good example of this at the moment where we're applying for jobs, aren't you, Amanda? Where you're doing what they do is competencies space and listing examples of things that have gone right, of good examples.
Well, yeah, I've got like a big long cover letter that's like 3 pages long, and I just like copy and paste the relevant bits and obviously change bits to tailor it to the specific company that I'm applying for, so I don't have to write the whole thing out again.
And that's what I thought then straight away, Cleve, you said that. So yeah, it's a good point.
Exactly.
It's a good point. I think you're organising your life doing various projects like that. If you actually get them into a reasonable, ordered order, it shows in the quality of everything you do. So that's why, particularly doing podcasting and applying for jobs and stuff now. Do you want my shock news here, Cleve, which I hinted at on WhatsApp the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thursday evening, and it'd be out probably the week after, I'm doing a podcast with one of the members of the 80s rock band Survivor.
I know, that's so nice. I've heard of them, and I think
you'll know the song. You'll know the songs. Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, I know them. Oh yeah. My gosh, I know. That's my favourite. That is one of my favourites.
That was honestly it's crazy, Colleen. So I got a message out in the blue on Facebook from the manager, basically, of one of the members of Survivor. And he's going around at the moment. He's doing some solo work, and she's trying to get him on various podcasts and stuff. And I thought, I've been offered it. I'm not going to say no. So it's absolutely. It just shows everybody seriously. You're doing podcasts and stuff. Or if I'm saying that you've learned a lot being on the radio past or what you're doing now. But if you put on a professional and effective product, people want to deal with you. That's what I find half the time. So.
The Eye of the Tiger is one of my favourite songs.
Yeah. And did you know that? It's
one of the ones that you can easily do sports and keep fit to.
The other bit of that is Gareth Paddington on Thursday, Colleen. You'll love this one. Are you ready for this? He actually starred, and I don't think he had a massive role, but he was in the original Karate Kid film as well.
He was in the original what?
Karate Kid film.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
I've seen that.
nice.
Did I show you the picture of that, man? It was really weird, wasn't
No, I don't remember him from it. But if I watched it again, then I'd have to look out for him. You'd have to point him out to me.
it? Yeah,
Do you
I
not know
think
the song?
it's what, Colleen?
Do you not know the song?
What's the crotch?
Yeah, I know the song. I just don't remember
Yeah.
him being in a Karate Kid.
That's why.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why. So I'll send you over. I'll show you the picture, man. The manager sent me a picture. I'll send it to you, Colleen, as well. It's quite funny, actually. Honestly, that's why. So that's why. Well, because I'm looking forward to it. So right, Colleen, on your radio station, generally, did I hear you say to me the other day, or am I imagining things? Was it 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. you're doing, or 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.?
I don't think I could last that long. I mean, I thought,
No.
you know, I know I'm superhuman, but I wouldn't be able to last that long. I'm afraid.
Not to 1 o'clock in the morning, then. Good. I thought I was
No,
imagining things.
It's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Oh, that's all right. Then. I know. I'm sure I'm telling Amanda that. I'm Amanda. He sent it to me, Colleen. So it cracked me up this before. He sent it to me. He definitely said 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. And I thought, oh.
Yeah, because it's around the time when I organised that podcast thing. I'm going to be on at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So I was thinking how much worse that would be to be on at that time for 3 hours.
Yeah. Amanda, tell Colleen about that one, because it's quite funny, that one.
Yeah, I was on the paranormal podcast, and somebody who listened to it contacted this other paranormal sort of podcast type radio station called Midnight Event, and they said I'd make a good guess. So they got in touch with me and said that they'd be interested in interviewing me.
Sound there a moment.
I think we've got a problem with the sound here, guys and girls, unfortunately.
Either that or Colleen's possessed.
No, I think we've lost Colleen, unfortunately. So, right, well, we'll wait for Colleen to try and come back, Amanda. Tell us a bit more about this then, because it's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's a cracking time, isn't it, really?
Yeah, 5 till 6 in the morning I've got to be interviewed.
Yeah. We have lost Colleen, unfortunately. So, right, what we'll do is we'll carry on. We can always edit it. Carry on. I can always just edit it later on. So, Matt, everybody.
That was pretty freaky, actually, because I was talking about paranormal stuff, and then suddenly Colleen sounded like she'd been possessed.
It made it sound like we're on the Exorcist thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On the podcasting, I can only happen that could be, Amanda, seriously, if we're in the middle of actual, like I said, doing a podcast like we were, but very strange. Certainly not. Right, right, Amanda. Anyway, a couple of things to mention. We've got about 5 minutes to go here, okay? I was going to say, Amanda, is obviously like, don't forget, everybody, me and Amanda have got not a podcast. We're doing an online special virtual creative writing workshop, and it says something else then. What date is that, Amanda?
That's on Saturday the 10th of October at 7 o'clock, British summertime.
Yeah, tickets are still available. Get in touch with myself or Amanda, and like I said, you can easily track us down on that one, because there is gaps available. So, and what is the price of it, Amanda?
It's a costly sum of £1.67 a ticket.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to cost. It's an absolute scandal that we're actually charging what we're charging there, really. So there'll be a good laugh there. What else have you got coming up, Amanda? You've got a few. Tell everybody what your schedules were this couple of weekends, so everyone knows. I know you've got a few things coming up, haven't you?
So on Saturday the 3rd of October, I'm reading a poem out in Texas. I'm not literally going to be there. I'm going to Zoom there.
Zoom. Oh, cool. Now, what else have we got coming up? Because obviously, I did a big reading last week, didn't I? You remember that time? Well, I did a reading for about a sonnet festival for Shakespeare last Wednesday, didn't I? So, and I know we've got Speakeasy coming up on the first Wednesday in October. And what else you got on, Amanda?
And that's it, with the workshop and the poetry and the 5 o'clock interview in the morning.
I don't know how you're doing up at 5 o'clock in the morning, honest to God.
It's going to be interesting.
Well, all I'm going to say to that, everyone, is obviously with me living in Amanda, I'm full used to Amanda getting up at 3 or 4 in the morning. So I'm looking forward to see the
I'm not so used to me making any sense at that time in the morning, though.
I'm going to be a very nice fiance and say no comment there, right?
Yeah, it's probably
But,
best.
yeah, and how's your writing going, Amanda? Because I'm working on bits of them I'm never really talk about. Isn't your third charge book's done now, isn't it? So
I'm editing it. I've got a couple more edits to go, so hopefully it'll be ready in time for the publishing date, which is the 1st December.
speaking of the Exorcist, Amanda, look who's back.
Clean.
Exorcist Part 2.
Yeah, whatever the Exorcist, I forgot what that second Exorcist film's called actually, but anyway,
Rubbish, that's what it's called.
It wasn't the best one, that's for sure. Anyway, Clint, what I want to know about is your radio show. I've got this back. Tell us what features are on your show. Then. Are you a music lady most times? Are you having guests on as well?
No, it's mainly music, which is what I like. I like the general music that they have. That's why I asked if I could just go with the mainstream music, because for me it just fits how I like the show to be. Music plus my well-being, little bit of moment, and then sports moment, and poetry. So with the poetry, I'll be quick though, because I know I've only got a minute. With the poetry, if I have an objective at the end, so I need to do it, I will actually get down to it. So the poetry that I'll be doing is specific for the Riverside Today show. And that's what I did today. I started off with a poem just specifically for this week's episode. The next week will be another poem for that episode. But I just can't suddenly just write poems and poetry just like that. It needs to be for a purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. No, agree completely. I can waffle sometimes a poetry, but I know you're not like Amanda's not like Amanda's like you, Amanda, aren't you? Everything you do has got a purpose behind it.
Yeah. It's fairly short, my poems.
That's why. The only time I can be very floral with poetry when I'm doing stuff about nature, and then it just takes off. But the rest of the time, I've got stuff with a specific point to write. Yeah, I agree with you, Andy.
Yeah, with you, Andy, you just go on the train and you can just write there and then, and you can go anywhere you want, and you just write. I just need that. I can, but I need to have that aim as with Amanda. I need to have that purpose before I can actually start to get my thinking thoughts on poetry down on paper.
Yeah. No, it's a good way. The way I always look at it is there is no right, there's no wrong way of anything or writing at all. It's providing my philosophy is providing the piece comes out and you're happy with it. Good for you. Seriously, everybody, good for you with that one. Sounds good to me, definitely. So, but that's so. Right, guys and girls, we're heading towards conclusion time now. So, Colleen, have you got anything else coming up this week you want people to be aware of?
Just that I just want others to know that I'm still going ahead with the park, being in a park, but on my own, because we can't actually gather more than 6, and it's not really fair to encourage others to come along and join in, because there may be more, and then if there is more, then and you turn them away, it's not really fair. So I just go on my own and just practice football and the well-being thoughts on my own until such times that we can gather again, and I don't know when that will be.
Cool, yeah, no, completely. Like at the moment, we're back into lockdown at the moment around here, so yeah, I agree with you. One thing I've forgotten to say as well before months around, we'll have a recording this next week. I'm doing a conference at work end of the week on National Inclusion Week. So I'm doing a full presentation for work on Friday for half an hour. So I will have an audio session set for this, and I'll make sure Amanda and you hear it clean next Monday. So we're going to talk about that as well. So right, guys, girls.
That's good. Do you want to include a little bit in the podcast?
Yeah, can do. I feel like a bit. What I'm doing on it is it's go down the Works Network first. So come on later on. I'm going to get a recording myself, and with it, I'm just talking about my life story really, because I've got quite a lot of number of health conditions, and the point behind it is I want people to realise health conditions don't stop your life. You can live an active, productive, and creative life.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing,
exactly.
Right, guys and girls, that stuff's done.
Ta-ra,
Stay safe.
ta-ra, everybody.
Bye.
Stay safe. See you
See you
soon.
next